pregnant. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, so I'm here to fill you guys in on what's going on inside my tummy. The last video I made, I was 13 weeks pregnant. I posted it when I was 21 weeks. So I posted it 4 weeks ago. So a lot has changed in the past 4 weeks. I also didn't update it as to like what was going on currently. The video was recorded at 13 weeks. So that's still like so new. So from 13 weeks to 25 weeks, that's over 10 weeks, you guys. I feel like I need to give you guys an update on what's going on, how I'm feeling. And I do want to start posting more. Currently I am working. I work for about 3 more weeks, and then I am going on my baby moon, and I'm going back to being a stay-at-home mom. And so that will open up my availability, my time. It hopefully will allow me to be creative in a not so sleepy space. And that way I'll be able to update you guys more. So hopefully within the next 3 weeks, I'll be posting consistently. The plan is to start making a video every week because I'm nearing the end of my pregnancy. Like, it just is flying by. It feels like I've had this secret, like maybe because I kept it a secret so long at the beginning that now that it's out, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. How am I almost in the 3rd trimester? I don't get it. But, so yeah, I'm 25 weeks pregnant. I am also recovering from COVID. I was down and out. I tested positive Saturday, this past Saturday. Today is Wednesday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days ago. I tested positive for COVID 5 days ago. The Friday before I tested, my husband tested positive, and it was like, I knew I was going downhill because Friday morning I woke up with a sore throat, and by the end of the night I was like, I do not feel good at all. And it just went downhill. But we're not here to talk about COVID. I'll fill you in later on what my symptoms during pregnancy were with COVID. So yeah, I'm a little bit out of breath, but I think that might be pregnancy, not COVID. So anyway, so we're gonna jump into 25 weeks. I had to write things down because I will forget, I will ramble, and then this will turn into a whole nother video, and then you guys won't get what you came here for. Okay, so 25 weeks pregnant. I have some fun facts for you that we're gonna start with. So the baby is about 13 to 14 inches long. So I think that's about this big. I meant to bring in a tape measure, but that's what I mean if I don't write things down. I forget. So the baby is, I think this is about 13 to 14 inches, a little over a foot. A foot is 12 inches. So she's getting big. It's a girl. I don't know if I told you guys that when I was there. I don't think I told you that in my last video, but it's a girl. It's another little girl. So we're going to get lots of bows and tiaras and glitter and sparkle. I'm very excited because my last 2 pregnancies that went full term, I had no idea what I was having. I waited until I birthed the baby to figure out whether they were a girl or a boy. So I didn't know with my daughter that she was a girl until she was born. I didn't know with my son that he was a boy until he was born. And I did that because I felt like today, in today's world, you're not given the opportunity to be surprised very often. This is kind of like a world that we live in where it's like microwave society. You have to know instantly. There's almost no surprises. Like, know what's going to happen all the time. And that's not how the way the world used to work. And so I was like, with a blessing this big, my throat is cracking. I ain't talked this much since last week, y'all. I just felt like with a blessing this big, I wanted to just live in the moment and be grateful. Now with this pregnancy, it was a little bit different because I buried my last child. I buried my son. Sorry, guys. So when you go through something like that and you lose someone you love dearly, you lose your child, you realize how much time means. It almost feels like time is an illusion also. And for this pregnancy, after burying my last child, I was just like, I 1000% still believe like we should allow ourselves to be surprised when the opportunity prevents itself and live in the moment. But I needed to know. I needed to know if this was going to be a girl. I needed to know if this was going to be a boy, because I was like, I need to call this child by name. I need to pray for this child by name. I need to love this child for who they are, because I don't know how much time I'm gonna have with this child in my stomach, because there were a lot of unknowns from my last pregnancy, like plaguing my mind. And so for a sense of peace, I looked and it's a girl. And yeah, it's a girl. And if you are a mom who has lost a child before, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And I know that sorry doesn't change anything. I'm not living your story, but I have buried a child. I have lost a child. And I don't wish or want, or I wish I could take your pain away, because it's something terrible to walk through. And so I'm sorry that you're going through that. I truly am. Yeah, I'm sorry, but we're gonna move on. So we were talking about fun stuff. So see, this is what I mean. If I don't write things down, I get sidetracked and we go all over the place. So I gotta go back to the notes. We gotta live in the moment and we're gonna focus on the good stuff now. Okay? And our babies are still here with us in spirit. Our babies are angels. Our babies are up there with God and Jesus doing things that living a life that is beyond anything this world could provide for us. And so we're gonna be grateful that they're there. We're gonna be grateful that they get to be in the presence of the Lord, and we're gonna move on and focus on the good things of today and why we came here to talk about 25 weeks pregnant. So I'm 25 weeks pregnant. I know it's a girl. She's about 13 to 14 inches long. Bro, I'm not 13 weeks pregnant. I'm 25 weeks pregnant. Okay. 25 weeks pregnant. She's about 1.7 pounds. So I read different pregnancy blogs. I have an app on my phone called Ovia. I love that app. I used it with my daughter and my son. And pregnancies that I miscarried, and I used it then too. So this is my 6th pregnancy. I have 1 living child. And I've used Ovia multiple times. I love that app. According to Ovia, your child is about the size of a Napa cabbage. According to some other blogs on the internet, your child could be about the size of an eggplant, or it could be about the size of a rutabaga. Your child is growing. That's all that matters. 25 weeks, your child is growing, and you should be feeling him or her at this point. You should be feeling the kicks. You should probably be seeing movement. I personally have an anterior placenta, which how my doctors explained it to me. I did not Google it. So if I explain this wrong, I'm sorry, but I will fact check and I'll put a little blurb over here. So here's my blurb, I think. But I have an anterior placenta. And so I did not feel my baby move as soon as I did with knowledge, or as soon as I did with my daughter or my son. But when I did start feeling the baby move closer to, I thought I felt the baby move around like 14 weeks, but it was like so subtle, I couldn't be sure. So I was sure that she was moving around 18, 19 weeks. And now 25, and again, it would happen. And then I'm like, it wouldn't happen again for like a whole day or 2 days, or it'd be weird. And now every day, all day long, this baby is moving. I do feel her more when I am sitting down or lying on my side. If I lie down, forget it. My stomach's going like this. It's doing the wave. If I am up and I'm moving and I'm active, I end up missing. I'm not as cognizant of her movements. I don't know if it's because of the anterior placenta. How my doctors explained it to me is as if there's almost like a pillow in between you and the baby. So the placenta, your baby's here, the placenta's here, and your stomach's here. So when the baby pushes, they're actually hitting the placenta, and the placenta is like a cushion. And so they'd have to hit your placenta or their placenta really hard for it to then push your stomach. And so that might be, if you're not feeling the movement so much, it might be because you have an anterior placenta, and you can ask your doctors about that. Do not take my word. Don't diagnose yourself. I am not a doctor. I'm a mommy. That's it. I'm a mommy. I got IMBD credit, and I run a blog. I've got a degree, but it is not in medicine. Moving on. We're going to keep moving on because this video is longer than I thought it should be. Okay. Another fun fact. Your baby's hand is about the size of, without my fingernail in the way, is about the size of the tip of your thumb right now, like their whole hand. So this is what my thumb looks like. So that's probably what your baby's whole hand looks like right now. And then when your baby's fully born, their hand should be as long as your thumb. Like the whole length of their hand would be like about the size of this thumb, but the width would be a little bit more. Another fun fact for 25 weeks, your baby's hair is getting thick. I got some thick hair, y'all. Y'all can see my hair. I washed it yesterday. It's like a lion's mane over here. Hear me roar. I'm sorry. I'm going to strike that from the record. Anyway, your baby's hair is getting thick. So I imagine my baby's going to come out with some pretty thick hair. I didn't straighten it. I washed it and blow dried it. And this is what we got. And so your baby's hair is growing in. It's probably it's getting a little bit thicker. And they have a hair color already. You can't see it obviously because she or he is still in your tummy. But your baby has a hair color. So it's exciting to think about, is their hair going to be this color or that color? Like my baby, my hair is black. My husband's hair is black. My husband's beard is red, which is strange. So I'm like, is my baby gonna have black hair? Probably, but I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with some red pieces of body hair or golden pieces of body hair. We'll see what happens. Okay, so moving on. Some other things that are happening for your baby at 25 weeks, their senses are developing. So they can taste, they can hear. I'm not sure. I take that back. Their taste buds are developing. I'm not sure if they can actually taste yet, but the taste buds are developing. They can hear. So try talking to your baby. You can try playing music for your baby. I saw a suggestion on TikTok where this girl was like, make a playlist for your baby. And so I've had a playlist ever since I found out that I was pregnant with her. And you're supposed to play the playlist every day. Mine has 3 songs on it. And that way when the baby's born, you can play those songs and it will kind of like bring them to a calm state, soothe them, because they've been hearing this their whole life. I skipped some days, but I do have the playlist. It has 3 songs on it. I usually play it in the morning as I'm on my way to work, and the baby can hear these songs. And so I'm very excited for when the baby comes out and we're living our day-to-day life to be able to sing these tunes to her. So yeah, you can make a playlist for your baby. That's probably something that you'd have fun with and that would be cool for them. So that's the end of my like notes of what's going on with the baby. As far as what's going on with my body, I do not have stretch marks. I will put a picture of my tummy up here, over here. I'll figure it out. I'll become a YouTube editor. But I do not have stretch marks. My stomach is getting pretty big. So I'll show you what a 25 weeks pregnant stomach looks like for me. I do want to say that each person's stomach is going to look different at this stage in pregnancy, especially considering how your body is naturally built and also how many pregnancies you've had in the past. This is my 6th pregnancy. I've been pregnant before. I've been pregnant most of my 20s. And so yeah, so my bump might be a little bit bigger than yours, might be a little bit smaller than yours, might be a little bit oddly shaped. Not everybody's body looks the same. And so I just want to put that in there. Love your bump, love the way it looks, because that's your baby. It's incredible to think that your baby is actually inside that bump. It doesn't matter what the bump looks like. It matters that you have a healthy baby. Speaking of health, I do want to say something about my baby. So my baby is a healthy baby. My baby is growing perfectly normal, and perfectly perfect. My baby is perfect according to the doctors, but also because Jesus says so. Jesus says that my baby is a masterpiece of his handiwork. That's in Ephesians. But one thing I do want to share with you guys is, and I will talk about this more probably in a short where I have the medical lingo correct. But to summarize, the placenta is made up of 3 strands. My baby's placenta has 2. And so a concern that some doctors have with babies who only have 2 strands connected to their placenta is that they would be a little bit smaller at birth because maybe they're not getting all the nutrients or whatever it is. I'm sorry, guys. That was a burp. That's the side effect of pregnancy, is gassiness. And so don't come for me because I'm pregnant and I'm very gassy. And I think I shared that in the last video. But going back to the placenta, my baby has 2 strands. So the concern would be that the baby would measure smaller. I am seeing a regular doctor and a high-risk doctor. The high-risk doctor I'm seeing because of the circumstances of my last pregnancy with my son. Not my last pregnancy, but I had a miscarriage before this pregnancy. So 2 pregnancies ago, but with my son. So I'm seeing a high-risk doctor and a regular doctor. The high-risk doctor does my ultrasound. She says she has no concerns that my baby is weighing the average weight for the size that, for the weeks that I am, and the average, everything looks great to the doctor. So yeah, if you have that same situation going on, you're not alone. We're in this together. Side effect of COVID. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to edit this video. Jeez. I'm coughing, I'm hacking, I'm burping. All on this video, please stay with me. Anyway, so yeah, so that's a little bit about my baby, the 2 strands instead of 3, and I will make a short probably next week to talk a little bit about more on that. I also have 2 appointments coming up. I have one tomorrow and then I have one the following day, so I'll fill you guys in next week on what happens during those appointments. Okay, I'm out of breath. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this video up. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. This was 25 weeks pregnant with COVID. I will say COVID made holding it so much harder. Like when you're pregnant, you already have the pressure on your bladder. Bro, I'm glad I was quarantining at home because there were 3 different times where I sneezed and I was like, oh, I gotta get to the bathroom. Yeah, That's the life I'm living. I am a 29-year-old who's having problems controlling her bladder. It hasn't happened in the past 2 days. It's gotten better. I'm not sneezing anymore from COVID, and I hope I don't sneeze for the rest of my pregnancy. Having COVID while pregnant, I don't want to live in a place of fear, so I don't want to say it was scary, but it did raise a concern for me. And I did immediately go to God, and I did immediately pray. And then I let it go. I gave it to God and I let it go. But some of you have watched the video of what happened with my son. If you don't know, you can go back and watch that video. But having a viral infection, like a virus like COVID, and being pregnant, it took me back to, oh no, what if, and I had to be like, nope. This baby has a different story. This baby is healthy. This baby is protected. This baby has a hedge of protection around their health. And so the only effect that I know that COVID had on this baby was I didn't feel as much movement on day 2 of COVID. I don't know if it was because I was just so fatigued and drained that I wasn't in tune with the movement, but I didn't feel as much movement. But day 3 of COVID and day 1 of COVID, the baby was doing this to my stomach. And right now the baby she's back to normal. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that my body knew how to fight this virus, how to protect my child growing inside of me from this virus. And I'm grateful for having a God to pray to, and knowing what to do and not letting fear overtake my mind. I did talk to my doctor. I called my doctors when I tested positive with COVID, and she was just like, you can stock up on some vitamin D3. So I got 1,000 milligrams of that in case you have COVID too when you're pregnant, but do not take anything without talking to your doctor. I was drinking orange juice like nobody's business. I grew up not taking regular medicine. And so during pregnancy, and during life in general, I don't normally take medicine. So my doctor was like, for the next 2 weeks, you can take, up until you're 27 weeks, she was like, you can take Tylenol if you have to. I did not take Tylenol. I went to my kitchen. I got some garlic, fresh garlic. I got some herbs, some thyme. I got some lemon, fresh lemon, red onion, an avocado seed. I save the seeds out of avocados because those are very, very, sorry, COVID, sorry, yucky. See, this is why it's good you're watching me through a screen. And I'm sorry that I keep coughing. Avocado seeds are very nutritious, and so I normally save them and I will boil them in water, and it will make a tea that I drink. So I had some avocado seeds laying around, so I threw all of that in a pot with some water, boiled it down, and I drank that like nobody's business. I steamed my face to get the mucus out. And yeah, that was my only source of medicine. Vitamin D3 and some natural tea. And I feel like it definitely did help. I also did a lot of laying down and laying still. And lots of orange juice, also lots of grape juice. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. I'm feeling much better. I'm feeling much better. I'm excited about the growth of my baby. I'm excited about soon being able to spend more time with you guys and update you guys more routinely about and consistently about what's going on with my little one and in life in general. And I hope to see you guys soon. And if you're pregnant too, congrats! We made it this far. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for this journey. I'm excited that you're here with me. I'm excited to meet my baby in a couple weeks. The urge to start buying stuff has started. So I did start working. I gotta wrap this video up. My throat is running out of steam. I did start making my registry. And maybe I'll share, I will share what's on it with you guys in a few weeks. Okay. I'm tapping out, you guys. Have a blessed day. Have an awesome journey. I will see you guys soon.